Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it and I promise to update daily. If you like this watch, you can see it and purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today we discuss one of the first pre-owned Cartier 2018 Santos models that I've seen. This watch was the talk of SIHH 2018 because it took what was the original pilot's watch created for Brazilian dirigible pilot Alberto Santos Dumont in 1904, and it revives the model with anti-magnetism, water resistance, quick-release bracelet, modular links, and a handsome reprofiled case and bezel to make this 114 years young early aviator's watch, quite possibly the ultimate all-purpose 2018 sports watch. So let's talk about how it fits. There are two sizes, the large and the medium. This watch is the large, and you can see on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, the reprofiled cambered case really arcs around my wrist. It's a slim watch, 9.5 millimeters thick as you see here, and 39.2 millimeters from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock, not including crown guard and crown. Lug to lug, compact, 47.7 millimeters, and it does measure true lug to lug. There's no fight or flare to the bracelet. It does pull straight down around your wrist. So 47.7 lug to lug means you can wear this watch on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. Smaller than that, I would recommend you go with the medium, which has almost all of the same features. Reprofiling of the case, very much. It's now cambered and curved, like a Franck Muller or a Richard Mille, so it arcs around your wrist. The case flank has been thinned out a bit, and the transitional bevel has been exaggerated. It's broader, it's been rounded. It's a nice break between the satin finish of the case hoods and the lug hoods, and the sheer satin finish flank of the case. You'll also note that the bezel has been reprofiled. Not only does it have the classical rectangular form that's marked the Santos bezel since the very first example in 1904, but Louis Cartier never quite intended it this way, to have the bezel flow and trace the arc of the lugs downward and away from the center dial. It creates a somewhat more organic look that's both more elegant and fresh. You'll never mistake this for the previous Santos model. You'll also note that the beloved Santos bezel screws are present and correct, the original design by Louis Cartier as a utilitarian timepiece for a man who needed both hands to operate his dirigible. It still features those characteristic screws, nicely countersunk and polished for contrast. Jumping into the bracelet, we discuss another feature that's characteristic of the Santos and important to the aesthetic of the watch, but dramatically redesigned in a functional and aesthetic sense. First, I love those countersunk bolt-style embellishments in yellow gold. Polished and nicely contrasting both below the plane of the satin steel and a different color and tone. You'll also note the attention to detail is rich, not just those bolt-style embellishments, but there's a small polished hairline bevel that aligns across the links. The links are countersunk into each other, so they appear seamless. The integration so complete that even though this doesn't pinch skin or pull hair, it looks like one complete band of metal. No daylight showing through, but you will note the artful gaps on the underside for ergonomics. The clasp is secure twin trigger. It's what you expect on a premium timepiece, and you will note that it closes with a snick and a snap with a interlocking Cartier double C logo evocative of the 1980s. The timepiece also featuring a substantial twin trigger clasp internally, so not friction fit. This one requires you to depress both triggers. But the showstopper is the bracelet, which features the new QuickSwitch system, the best pull tab, or push tab I should say, quick release bracelet system since Cartier unveiled Richemont's first such system on the Roadster in 2002. Now traditionally it has been very difficult for me to demonstrate these systems through their various tours of duty at IWC, JLC, and Cartier because I needed so much nail to push them it became awkward with my manicured hands. Now all it takes is a quick push of the tab underneath. They exit and enter through the bottom so you can't accidentally mar the hoods of the case or the lugs. And they are super smart because QuickSwitch is paired with SmartLink, and SmartLink allows you to easily deploy the retaining bar that holds the bracelet together by pushing a tab on any of the inner links of the bracelet on both sides. The system is wonderfully adapted to allow you to size multiple links, and you simply pull that retaining bar out and it won't remove itself all the way. You can't pull it out to the point where it becomes loose matter and gets lost. But now I've just sized a bracelet using nothing but my fingernails. How smart is this system? You can immediately close it up and the lever itself is almost invisible. That's how tight the manufacturing tolerances are, and once you depress that lever, it pops out with alacrity. You simply push it back in to lock it and reassemble the bracelet. Perhaps the great miracle isn't that you can do this entirely tool-free, but that the bracelet looks and feels like something that you would need specialized tools to disassemble. It has incredible structural integrity and inspires confidence. It doesn't feel like a tinny, stamped-out thing with multiple moving parts and hollows necessary to create this system. You'd swear it's seamless and unitary. Now, jumping back to the case, two features. I already talked about the styling distinctions of this new generation of Cartier Santos. Let's talk about what stays the same. The general rounded rectangle form, as well as the Cartier dial with stylized Roman numerals. You can see the Cartier secret signature built into the V of the 7 at 7 o'clock. Small aperture for the date, piano key style railroad track for minutes and seconds at center, blued broadsword hand with a counterweighted lancet style seconds hand. The watch features a quick set date and hacking seconds. You see a spinel style, or a sapphire reminiscent faceted spinel within the crown. It is a push-down crown, but the watch still retains 100-meter water resistance. Cartier manufacturer caliber MC 1847, 42-hour power reserve, automatic winding, hacking seconds, quick set date, 23 joules with an Edicron fine adjustment mechanism, so you can really dial in the precision of this watch. Not just 100 meters water resistant, but like a Rolex Milgauss, in this application, the 1847 has been encased in a soft iron cage to the point that Cartier says this watch can be considered virtually amagnetic. An all-around sportster, a watch that got it done in 1904 and through careful technical and aesthetic evolution continues to get it done 104 years later. See this century-plus youngster and make it yours on the Watchbox.